Hello, everybody, and welcome to Forever Sports in partnership with BetCoza and ExpressVPN. It's a new face. You might not have seen this before. It's me. My name's Mark. I'm going to be guiding you through Fiji and Scotland today. We've also got some free bets courtesy of BetCoza with us today. So if you go and just predict the score, go and fill in that little form there. That's in the link, as you can see in Forever Sports there. You will be added to the list, and I can draw a random name. I can give you a free bet courtesy of BetCoza. Of course, you have to have an account with BetCoza to get this, but I will be drawing that in the drinks breaks. And the person who also gets the closest score, or is the closest in terms of match prediction, will also get a 100 Rand free bet from BetCoza. So, yeah, do go and fill in the form, go and predict your scores, go and do everything. And yeah, we will follow along. As I said, it's a watch along, so we'll be watching the match along this side here. Of course, if you want to go and watch the match live with me, you can go to the links in the description. Explains exactly how you can do all of that using ExpressVPN, of course, to go and do that and getting trials, etc. It all explains it down there. There's also a video that explains everything. So today we've got Fiji and Scotland. Of course, Scotland, the favourites for going into today, but Fiji, very, very hard bunch of players always come out of Fiji. It's going to be a very tough match for Scotland in terms of physical attributes. So we'll see how they fare. Hopefully there aren't too many injuries as we head into the Autumn Nations Series tour for all of the different countries. We're currently listening to the anthems, of course, of Scotland. And whilst we listen to the anthems there, let's just go through the lineups, of course. So Scotland are lining up the front row with Piers Schoeman, George Turner and Zander Ferguson. Of course, the locks, Richie Gray, Grant Gilchrist. And our loose trio is Jamie Ritchie, Hamish Watson and Matt Ferguson. And going into the back row, we've got Ali Price at number 9 and Adam Hastings at number 10. Number 11, Duhan Fanamerva. Number 12, Cameron Redpath, Chris Harris alongside him in the centre position, Darcy Graham the other wing, and Stuart Hogg at the back, of course. Stuart Hogg being the legend of rugby in Scotland. So he'll be hoping to go and put out one of his typical great performances. Fiji, on the other hand, I'm going to be reading a whole lot of names that most of you probably might not have heard of, but I'm going to go through it. Their front row is Aroni Maui, Sam Matavesi, and Manasa Saulo. I'm going to butcher these names. I apologize. The locks are Temo Mayanavanua, Ratu Rotiusulia. It's so difficult. It's so difficult to go through these names. It really is. The loose trios, Albert Twisu, Levani Burtia, and Willem Matta. Number 9, Frank Lamani. Number 10, Willemoni Botitu. Going to the centres, we have Kalaveti Rovuvu, Wesinaya Kalavu, and in the wingers, Vinaya Habosi, Satariki Tuikuvu, and the fullback Kini Mumu Valu. Yes, of course, Mumu Valu. So, the match is about to get going. Fiji are about to do their haka, or however it works for them. But yeah, I think it's called a haka, or it's a war dance or chant or whatever. Very similar to New Zealand, of course. Nations that do it include, Fiji, Tonga, Samoa, and of course New Zealand, who's famous for doing it. But Fiji currently doing theirs now. So Scotland being receiving this, of course, playing at the very famous Murrayfield Stadium in Scotland. And we shall see how this match fares. Please do let me know in the comments what you think is going to happen today. What do you think the result could be? Also, be sure to go and predict scores, as I say. But we are finally ready to get going here. We had the Princess Royal, Princess Anne, of course. She was meeting all the players on the beginning of the game here. And just having a final look at the teams before we go forward. Head coach Gregor Townsend for Scotland is going to be hoping that he can get this series off to a great start with a comfortable win for Scotland. And if I have to give my prediction, me personally, I think this will be Scotland to win. I think Fiji will be in it in terms of physicality, of course. Fijians are massive players, and this is a huge team. And you go and look at the stats. But I will say that the Scottish skill set should outclass the Fijians, and I'm going to say Scotland by at least 20. That's going to be my my prediction, by at least 20. It could be quite a lot more than that as well, but only time will tell. So yeah, be sure to go and participate in that in the score prediction, because you can of course win. I will be handing out free bets courtesy of BetCoza. So do be sure to go and do that. And of course, as I've said previously, you guys will need to go and utilize our instructions. If you don't have access to the game, it goes and explains exactly how you can watch with us and how you can watch the game live. So we are just about to get going here. Just going through the comments. Duan, we reckon without Duan van der Merwe, it would be a closer game. I must say, I don't think he makes that much of a difference. I think, unfortunately, Fiji do find themselves a much... It's tough to call them a lower quality side because they are still a fantastic rugby playing nation, of course. But I just do think the general Scottish skill set will be leagues ahead of Fiji generally, as history always tells. Fiji don't tend to do well with top 10 teams, but every now and then they cause an upset. So maybe today we'll get that. And our referee for today is Nick Berry, I think it's from Australia. And yeah, we are doing countdown. It's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we have Scotland kicking off. It's Stuart Hogg to get the game going. And here we go. And Fiji have collected the ball straight away. And it is the fullback who takes it up. Always a good start, for Fiji, who come here wanting to try and make a statement to World Rugby as well, just to try and say, hey, we're not such a pushover. So they're just going to take the ball here, and they're kicking out of its 22 just to get some security. It's an up and under chance, and it's comfortably collected by Scotland. And Scotland now with the ball midfield. Coming in there. Now they're going, yeah, and it's an advantage to Scotland already, and penalty to Scotland. They take it quickly, and it's taken out immediately. Didn't go back 10, so Scotland are moving forward with another advantage. Now coming towards Fiji's 22, they're playing it through the back line, they're passing it along, it's come out. Oh, and Duan van der Merwe could not get the ball there on the wing. Yeah, so a feisty start for Scotland already. You can see the intent is just to go and run at Fiji. Already a yellow card straight away. It's a cynical infringement. Yeah, it was cynical, but that's tough. I mean, Fiji off to the worst possible start you could ask for. 1 minute in, and they've got a yellow card. It's the lock, Rotary Solia, or I don't know. I'm sorry. I know the players, but I don't know their names very well. It's a real problem. But yeah, so Scotland getting an early penalty there. They tapped it quickly, and the guy just immediately tackled him right next door to him. So ref deemed it cynical. It's a yellow card, and Scotland now kicking for the line. So Scotland now setting up their attacking line out just outside or just inside the Fiji 22. It is a very cynical challenge. So yeah, fair play to have a yellow card, but it's brave to pull out the yellow that early in the game. So Scotland take their line out and they set up the maul. The maul's moving sideways. Oh, it's collapsed by themselves. Oh, Scotland take it out quickly. Scotland now on the attack. Passing through the forwards, trying to bash it up midfield. Inside the Fiji 22. And they go the other way through the back line. Comes to the wing. And he couldn't do it. Ah, Fiji managed to defend it relatively well. Ah, but they knock it on straight away. Oh, no. Came out to the Scottish winger. Tried to pass it back infield, and Fiji intercepted it, played to the back. And then as soon as they got the ball back, knocked it on. And it's a scrum to Scotland on the 5-metre line. So it will be an attacking scrum for Scotland right on the 5-metre. And scrums, of course, going to be quite interesting today because the Fiji pack is huge. So we'll see how well they fare in the scrum area now as well. But yes, do keep those predictors going to go fill in that form just so you can stand a chance to win with BetCoza, our partner, of course, for betting. Yes, I know. I see a comment there from Spiro saying, I low-key thought it was Steve without a beard for a second. No, it is not Steve, it is Mark. I'm his brother, hence the similarities. So you also hear it in the voice, I'm sure. But no, it is me taking you through today. Stephen will be on for the later games. For the bigger games of the day, I've been shafted Scotland, Fiji. But we're all here. We're all enjoying this game. So let's hope that this is the best game of the day. So Fiji now with the ball from the scrum. Fiji just setting up here for a kick outfield, giving to the forwards just to set up a ruck midfield here. So the kicker's got options. Scrum half's looking, he's calling him. Looks like the kick's going to come now. Indeed it does. And it's not a good kick at all. Just outside the 22. So really not going to be... Fiji's basically just going to be sitting in their 22. It sounds like for quite a while now. My predictions for the various games today. Oof. I mean, there are some big games today. Of course, probably the biggest, Ireland, South Africa, is a huge game, of course. But yeah, so Scotland, Fiji, I'm going to say Scotland, easy win. Scotland set up the maul here. They're just going forward, but just continuing. Wales, New Zealand again, another good one. Unfortunately, as much as I would love Wales to win, I think it's going to be New Zealand. Just quickly here, Scotland with the ball. Stuart Hoggs beating a couple of players, plays it off to his winger. They're just outside the 22. Scotland's still attacking. I think they've got an advantage as well. Of course, Fiji playing with a yellow card. Scotland now just passing it through to the back line. As Duan van der Merwe has run across the whole field, tries a grubber. It's a garbage attempt. So they come back for the penalty on the 22. But yes, I think New Zealand will probably edge it against Wales. Springboks Ireland, I have to back Springboks. You can't not back Springboks. It's your team. You've got to back them. But it is going to be a very tough game. And then France Australia, I think that's France, and I don't think it's going to be that close either. I think France will do very well against Australia. I think it'll be by about 15 to 20 points. I think it will be a comfortable victory for France, which is saying something because Australia finally found a bit of form in the rugby sphere. But yeah, you let me know what your predictions are for the games today. Tell me who you think are going to cause upsets. Do you think Wales manages to get a win against New Zealand? All very interesting, of course. But now we're following Scotland, who set up a maul on the 5 meter after that penalty was kicked out. The maul is moving forward very well. This should be a try. They're moving very well. It's going. It's pushing. It's a try. Scotland try time. First points on the board. 6 minutes in. There we go. That's great maul effort from Scotland there. And Fiji now being punished rather, so for that early yellow card. And Scotland making use of this early pressure in the 22, getting that first try with the kick to come. Fiji just couldn't hang on there. I mean, they were doing all right, but just kept being pushed back permanently again. So yeah, Scotland, as predicted, in the lead. The try there scored by George Turner, and we've got here Adam Hastings, who's going to be taking the kick now. Here comes for the kick, and it's slotted straight through the middle. Great kick. And Scotland 7-0. And Fiji now to kick off again and get the game going. Yeah, I also can't see Ireland losing it at home, but, you know, Springboks always do strange things. So I'm hoping it's going to be a great tour for the Springboks. I'm hoping they come back with all the victories. I think the tougher game, you know, is actually probably tonight. I'd say as much as we still play France, I do think the toughest game that we've got on tour is probably Ireland. The only reason I say that is because Ireland and South Africa do tend to have very close games, whereas South Africa and France, we've got a decent history against them, even though France have got such a great team at the moment. It's just that, yeah, I just don't see us losing to France somehow. But tonight will be a tough game, but I'm still backing the boys. Wales to beat All Blacks is not off the cards. I say it's going to be a very close game. That much I'm fairly certain will be a very close game, because yeah, New Zealand, of course, not in the greatest form of late, but did somehow squeak the Rugby Championship But Fiji now with the ball in midfield. Approaching the and then messed up the handling error there, but it was backwards. But Fiji regather. Oh my word! And it's an advantage to Fiji. So Fiji got a bit of room to play now, just in front of the halfway line here. They're in midfield, driving up through the forwards. As an Albert saying there, if any team stands a chance of beating Ireland, it's South Africa and France. Well, you're basically choosing two of some of the best teams in the world. So of course, yeah, but yeah, it's Ireland. This Irish team is very good at the moment, but so is that French team. So we'll see what happens. But yes, I do agree. There's somewhere along the line there will be an upset today. I don't see it being this game. I must be honest. I do think Scotland will run away with it, but Fiji are now with a penalty. They didn't manage to get any advantage from it. Refs called it back, and they're going for posts. They're taking a shot. So yeah, if you are new here, be sure to subscribe. You can go and see all the other videos. All the games today will be having a watch along. Steve will be there for most of them. I'm here for this one. Yeah, and it's just a great day of rugby, and I do really enjoy the end of year tour. It's just or autumn series, or whatever you want to call it. I always call it the end of year tour, but it's just such great rugby to watch, mainly because we don't have to wake up early in the morning to go and watch New Zealand play against South Africa in New Zealand or something stupid like that. We can just go normal times into the evening when we're done our day's activities and just enjoy rugby. And it's always some great matchups as we see today. I mean, Wales, New Zealand, Ireland, South Africa, France, Australia. I mean, it's great rugby to watch. So looking very much forward to it as Fiji now line up here for the kick. It is right in front. It's about 30 meters away, 40 meters away maybe. So if he's a half-decent kicker, this should be fine. Oh, my word. And he's pulled it. So not a half-decent kicker, apparently. He pulled it very badly. Pulled it left. So Fiji with an early chance to get some points, but yeah, missing out. But they still only got 50 seconds on the yellow card. So for all that Scotland are going to probably run away with it today, you know, Fiji with a yellow card have only submitted one try. They've only conceded one try. So that's Fiji will be relatively happy with that. Yeah, I fully agree with that comment there. It says, how come teams don't do more grubbers into the in-goal area at Murrayfield? Because they do have such a deep in-goal area. And it is an interesting concept, but I think one of the things is that problems with grubber kicks is that so many things can go wrong as well. So unless you are in a great piece of space where you know you're not going to hit legs and things like that, I think you will see those grubber kicks come through. But yeah, it is an interesting thing that Murrayfield has got such a wide or such a deep in-goal area. So it's one of the few stadiums that does. But Fiji now getting another penalty. Scotland is being a bit ill-disciplined now, an offside penalty. Fiji again having a penalty here. Be interested to see whether they go for the kick or not. I think they're going for the line. Yeah, they are going for the line. Yeah, Fiji now putting the ball out for their own attacking line out on 22. Yeah, as I say, it's just looking at some of these highlights here. These Fijians are big players. To bring them down is not easy. And Fiji wins the line out. They pass it out quickly, try to break it up in the midfield. They're setting it up. Oh, there's almost a decent line there. Scotland almost didn't have their pillars in place, but just managed to recover in time. Fiji just starting to enter the 22 now. They've just entered the 22 of Scotland. Scotland trying, Hamish Watson trying to get over there, but not succeeding. Oh, big hit from Fiji there. And moving forward, I tell you, there's big space. They played out to the wing. He's got space. He's running in behind. And he's made it. Fantastic try for Fiji. Fantastic try for Fiji. And they come back right into the game. That's not on the Scottish cards. And the ref's going to check it, but I'm fairly certain it's in. Great little piece of play from Fiji there. Swings it out and plays the ball in behind to the player behind. Goes to the winger. I think that is scored. I think he does manage to dot it down just before he gets taken out. Let's just see. And... oh, great try. Great finish there. Fantastic try. Tell you what, though, Stuart Hogg has to wonder about your attempted tackle there. Doesn't even attempt to tackle, just tries to push him out. If you just drive your shoulder into him, he's out, and that's not a try. I mean, that's poor from Stuart Hogg, especially as a player of his experience. Absolutely poor. Drawing them in, shortening that defensive line. You can see Brian Proper smirking the coach's box. Absolutely. Yeah, so we're going to have another attempted kick at goal. If anything, I mean, this is a very difficult kick, and the problem is that he had one right in front of the post, probably what most kickers would ask for as the easiest kick of the day, and skewed it left. So we'll see how this kick goes. Right in the touchline here. And it's a shocking kick. It's a really shocking kick. No, I don't think you're going to get many points today from the kicking tee for Fiji. It really is. It's lackluster, to put it lightly. Yeah, but I mean, Fiji will now have their tails up, so Scotland should be a little bit wary, because Fiji, if they get a little bit of momentum going, this could be a very interesting game, and suddenly not so easy. So Fiji collect again from the kickoff in their 22. Tell you what, it's just typical of how big these guys are, but they are making ground every time they take the ball to the line. These players are making good ground. Issue is that always comes with these sort of teams, the Fijis, the Samoas, those teams that are just below the big nations, is always fitness. So as much as Fiji will be in the game right now, it's that 60 to 80 minutes of time that you start to see them get pummeled, because often their fitness is not with it. But Fiji right now trying to take advantage of the fact that they've got they've got momentum going, and trying to build it up quite interestingly from their 22 instead of voting to kick it out. And now they take the kick. But they did manage to make quite a few yards. The kick is a great kick, just by the way, and a fantastic chase in the wing. He's tackled them in their own half. They're all there to try and do it. Oh, it's ceiling. Surely, ref, that's ceiling. Oh, I think Fiji are hard done by there. I think Scotland was seeding on the ruck. But Scotland now with the ball in their own half, trying to loop it through, but Fiji were very quick to stop it. That was very well played by Fiji. Oh dear. And there's a big gap on the wing, and Scotland's come through. Yeah, Graham could not get through there, unfortunately. But Scotland now playing the line. Oh, it's a very long line, but dear. Hastings chooses to kick it forward, and that's, I think, a terrible decision, considering the fact that he had about 8 men to his left. And Fiji decided to kick it out, and it's gone out near the halfway line. So Fiji have recovered. So I'm confused by Scotland's tactic there. I mean, to kick it forward, there was a little bit of space in behind, but Fiji were covering, so very bizarre. So Scotland take it from the line out, and they're spreading across the line to the midfield on the halfway line. Well driven back by Fiji. Oh, and Scotland trying a couple of things. Oh, my word. Huge hit. Huge hit from Fiji there. The second tackler came in and hit him very high up in the chest. And, dear. And Fiji now just giving away an advantage at the moment for not running away. Scotland now pushing forward. And they're trying it in behind. Stuart Hogg's chasing, but it's a poor kick. So they'll come back for the penalty. Yeah, as some people are commenting, these Fijians are huge. They are massive players. Yeah, I just want to look at this hit again. I think it's on Duan van der Merwe. Oof, it's a great tackle. It's a fantastic tackle. Just gets completely flattened. Which I almost don't mind, because, obviously Duan being a South African playing for Scotland, one has to go, Here comes Scotland now with the ball in the 22 from the penalty for a line out. Hugh's asking if I ever read the comments. I have read quite a few comments and commented to a few of them, so do be sure to comment. I will read them, don't worry. Fiji managed to get the ball back from the Scottish Maul. Very interesting. Came through the middle. It's all legal. Fiji taking the ball up now. As I say, I'd love for Fiji to get a bit of momentum, but the issue is I just do worry about the fitness, because it's always the problem. But here comes Stuart Hogg now trying to drag the ball back in. Fiji doing very well. Oh, he should have got over there. That was a bit poor rucking from Fiji. They could have easily turned that ball over. Scotland now driving up midfield with possession. Passing along the line quite... Oh, my word. Huge hit in midfield. Fantastic. Oh. The ref's called something. I think there was offsides, late tackle. Oh, your penalty being Fiji's penalty. Okay. Fiji winning the penalty there somehow. Must be honest, I think it was a player taken off the ball. I think that's what the ref has called it for. I don't quite know. I haven't seen any replays. Didn't see it. I'm just going to look now. Or maybe just clearing... Oh, okay, just a dangerous clean, I think. I think that's what the ref's claiming it for. Yeah, I think a dangerous clean out. Wasn't too dangerous. It's just a penalty. Fiji kicking for the line now. And not going out. It's... Now, these basic errors are going to cost Fiji now. And Scotland kick it right back up. But Fiji take it quickly and they look for the line again. But his outside is 22, so it has to stay infield. Hogg now with the ball. Passes it through to the midfield. Hastings tries to kick it in behind, but straight down Fiji's throat in the 22. And Fiji kick it back. It's just literally tennis at the moment. Stuart Hogg now takes it in his 22. Looks to kick. That's a better kick. It should go out as well. It's a great kick, but will Fiji take it quickly? They do indeed. It's just tennis right now. Literally, it's just tennis. But now Fiji deciding to run with it and running well. And it's an advantage to Fiji as well. There we go. Fiji now running the ball about midfield around the halfway line. Oh, it's great counter-rucking almost from Scotland until it wasn't. Went for the ball. He just needed to ruck. Ah, dear. So another penalty to Fiji. So Scotland, yeah, just costing here with errors. Big errors. Oh, and tries the chip over, and Fiji's through again. Oh, but I think it was knocked on. I think that's the issue the ref's called. Yeah, I think it was just slightly knocked on, but they tried the chip over the top. They come back for the penalty. Ref's not blowing his whistle. He's just calling it. I think he's saying water. So that's drinks, ladies and gentlemen. That is drinks. So what does that mean for all of you? It means that I get to go and choose or slash find a random name. Yeah, and the ref just talking to Scotland there as well about their discipline, basically. But it is the drinks break, so I'm going to say and choose a random name to receive a 50 Rand free bet from BetGoza. I'm just playing my little spinner here, my little picker wheel. I put the names in and waiting. 3, 2, 1, and Eddie. Eddie, congratulations. Wherever you are, if you're in the chat, do let us know. You've won a 50 Rand free bet courtesy of BetGoza, as long as you've got an account with them, of course. If you don't, you will have missed out on that. But go and get an account. Maybe you can get one, and you'll receive that free bet later on. Congratulations. So now, Fiji with the ball. They've taken it from the line out, and they're midfield. They're inside Scotland's 22. Tries the ball, shift the ball out to the blind side. Comes to the number 8. He is a huge player. Fiji opting for the blind side again. Comes to the... Oh, my word. Fiji right on the Scottish try line now. Fiji motoring forward. Fiji could well score a try here. Goes the blind side again. Oh, my word. Just taken off the line. Great defense from Scotland. He's off the floor. That's a big advantage. It's an advantage to Fiji. That might well be cynical. That might be a yellow card. And Fiji go through. They push over the line. He's over. Fiji are winning this game. Scotland are currently on the back foot. My word, Fiji are winning this game now. Fantastic, fantastic rugby from Fiji so far. It's been a great joy to watch, I'll tell you that much. Fiji are really attacking them. It's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Do let me know in the comments what you think of this game so far. But it is great to watch. Fiji now just scoring that second try. Just fantastic. Now Scotland really really struggling a little bit out there, especially it's more with the disciplined sides. I think they're just getting frustrated with the fact that Fiji have had so much of the ball now. But it's just it's quality from Fiji because it's just quick passing, and that quick passing is just keeps catching Scotland off guard. But yeah, Fiji's so determined to score that try, they go and give it to their prop, and both the lock and the 8th man pushing him over, basically, just almost like setting up a maul. It's fantastic. Yeah, Stuart Hogg not happy there. He's sent to the sin bin as well. I thought so. I said it was cynical. Yeah, gets the yellow card. I said it was cynical. So yeah, Scotland now not only finding themselves 10-7 down as we wait for the kick. It's a new kicker. And it's a much better kick. I don't know why on earth they... I don't understand it. Fiji start the game with their winger kicking it. And now they take it to their number 10. They fly half. And then he slots it straight down the middle from the line. So one has to wonder as to what they were doing. So yeah, Fiji are 12-7 up against Scotland. And Scotland with a yellow card. So Scottish fans are looking very worried. Suddenly not a very happy bunch. And as Albert says, it's a rookie mistake underestimating this current Fiji team. Almost all of them play in Europe. It is true, they all play in Europe, but it's the one thing. But the other problem is that they don't play together nearly as often as the other nations. And unfortunately, the talent pool is not nearly as large, which is why they tend to be a smaller nation. But, as you say, you can never underestimate a team, because with enough passion and enough drive, as Fiji are showing right now from their 22, trying to run it out, plays in midfield. Oh, it's fantastic rugby, this. It really is. And they're up to the halfway line from the kickoff. There's some big hits going in. But yeah, so Fiji, very much the ones actually in control here. Scotland a little bit worried. And now Fiji are playing, of course, with a man advantage. So they will look to spread the line as they're doing now in midfield. They're playing it across the back line. He shifts, tries the long pass over. It's the number 8 now. Takes it forward. He passes off to the wing. The wing's running in behind. He cuts in. It's in the 22. He gets back up. He's right on the line. He tries to shift it to his number 8. He's just 5 meters. He's on the 5-meter line. Fiji again, hopefully to try and score a third try here. They're all lining up. Fiji are going. Fiji are calling for players. They want to try and drive this through Scotland. Fiji now spreading across the line. They're going to spread quickly because otherwise... Tries to spread. He goes through. Comes to the winger. He's got a bit of space. But he's slowed down too much. So Scotland just survived for now. But Fiji still with the ball. Oh, it's a shocking pass. It's a shocking pass. And Scotland regather now. Scotland with the ball. And I think Scotland are going to try and counter. They're going to try and run it out from their own 22. Indeed, they do try. They're outside the 22. Now, Scotland's managing to somehow survive that. Fiji really butchered that chance. They should well have scored. It was fantastic play to get them there. Just spread it across the line, utilising the lack of numbers that Scotland had, and just managed to find space in behind. But, yeah, a shocking pass, and that attack ends. Scotland surviving. So Scotland now looking for the box kick here. Oh, my word. And a great chase there from... Oh, no. Fiji again making big mistakes. But regathered finally. So, at least. So, Fiji back with the ball on the halfway line after the kick. They kick themselves. But it's straight into the 22. Oh, it's an interesting bounce. But it's going to work out for Scotland. It's gone into the in-goal area. Hastings is not looking to put it down. He looks to kick. And it stays infield. So, Fiji now with the ball on the halfway line. With lots of space ahead of them. Here comes Fiji. Oh, my word. Right idea. Tried to come up in the wing and tried to play it out, but just went straight through their hands. Handling error, essentially. But, yeah, Fiji are all over Scotland. Yeah, and Jimmy Boy there saying Fiji is always a team that can pull off an upset. Scotland definitely thought this would be an easy win. I do think that's half the reason why Fiji are winning. It's because Scotland, I think, have just been very lackadaisy at the moment. Very relaxed and not quite up for this game as they probably should be. But I think they're waking up very quickly to the fact that this is not going to be an easy game at all. But I think just what Fiji are doing very well right now are utilizing two things that they're quite good at. And that's running hard and just being big. And I think those two factors is currently it's proving a problem for Scotland. Because I mean you have these wingers who basically built like they're built like forwards, but they're as quick as anything. It's just it's great rugby to watch. And I'm all for that underdog thing. I love seeing the underdog win. Even if I was a Scottish fan, you know, I mean, I'd be very upset about life, be very irritated right now. No denying it. But it's always great to see, you know, a smaller team come up against a bigger nation and say, you know what, we're here to play. We're here to put some rugby forward, and that's almost we've got a little highlight here of almost what could be dangerous play, but I think they're going to let it carry on because they were looking for the ball there, but the Fiji prop did go in for a ball and did unfortunately land up with his shoulder hitting the Scottish player quite high up. So, well, nothing's coming out of it though. So, scrum, which we haven't seen too many scrums today so far. But Fiji with 60% of the possession. So it's really, really, really interesting. I mean, the camera's just panning around the stadium here, looking at some of these Scottish fans, and they're beside themselves. They don't know what's going on. It's a very quiet Murrayfield. But it's a Scottish scrum now. And Scotland trying to gain advantage here, but it's not really moving. It's Fiji's. Oh, ref teams it's turning in. Oh, hang on, he's turned it the other way. Now I'm confused. The ref was very much about to give the Scottish penalty and then ends up giving the penalty to Fiji. Interesting. I think he must have got a call from the touchline judge there because he was very much going to give a penalty to Scotland there at the end of that scrum, but then changed his decision very quickly and went for Fiji. Now Fiji are pointing to the line, sign of intent, pointing to the line. They're going to try and get the line out and go for that third try. And we've got Stuart Hogg here who's got his yellow card. He's currently on a stationary bike doing some warm up. Didn't actually think that was allowed, but anyway. But Fiji now with the line out on the 5 meter. And see if they can score that third try, that elusive third try. Fiji with the ball. Wasn't a tidy line out, but they still do have the ball. It's an advantage now to Fiji, though. Apparently Scotland not rolling, basically. Or it's not an advantage, sorry. It's just the ball came down and they couldn't get the ball out. So it's Fiji's ball because they did have it. But Fiji now got a scrum on the 5 meter, and they did win the last scrum, so that could be interesting. But yeah, if you're on the channel, please do be sure to go and click that link. And go and place your prediction. Go and fill in those details. You can win with BetCoza, of course. So be sure to go and fill that form in. Go and give us a prediction for the result today. And I will be handing out free bets from those that go and fill it in. And then at the end of the game, whoever's got the closest prediction will win a 100 Rand free bet courtesy of BetCoza. And if there is more than one person who gets it correct, then it will be just random between those two, because only be one winner. But now Fiji with the scrum, they win the scrum, they're taking it forward. Ref's saying play. He tries to go the blind side. He's got all of his forwards with him to try and hold on to this ball. Oh, and spilt. And it's a penalty try. Penalty try to Fiji. Oh, no, it's not a penalty try. I think the ref just came back from offside in a completely different position. I definitely thought he was running back to go and give a penalty try. But I was about to say, I think Scotland are very much in danger of going down to 13 men here. The discipline is shocking. And Fiji called for a scrum right in the middle on the 5 meter. Very interesting. And you see here, ref is talking to Scotland. Not sure if he's talking about yellows, but he is talking to Scotland. But yeah, all of you watching, please do let me know, what do you think of the game so far? What do you think's happening? And do you think Fiji will go into halftime with even more tries behind their name? Do you think Scotland come back? Yeah. And again, another thing that always happens with these island teams is you can see now some of these players are feeling it. A couple of Scottish players now have been down, getting treated. They're struggling with some of the physicality and some of the physical matchups because these Fijians are just huge. Built like trucks, some of them. Yeah, as Albert says, surely Fiji will, Scotland will come back when Fiji get a bit tired. And that's exactly what I've been saying. It's all great that these smaller nations like Fiji and Samoa and things like that they do very well sometimes, but the issue is it's always that last 20 minutes. They always seem to lack that fitness. So be interested to see how long they can hold out here for and how much longer they can keep this up. Because I do think you'll see a Scottish fight back, but I think Fiji are going to try and make use of this advantage and this momentum and try and get as many points on the board to try and give themselves a safe space so that they can afford to just basically sit back and defend against Scotland's attack. So Fiji scrum on the 5-meter line, almost in the midfield. And a straight and very collapse from Scotland. Or refs saying it's just both. Oh, very interesting. Fiji with their tails up. They're looking like a very, very happy bunch of rugby players there. If you go and pan around the smiles, they're all going they're all giving off some positive vibes, I think is what I'm gonna say. Positive vibes. I do love this Fiji shirt as well, on a side note. It's a fantastic shirt. And the scrum now are going again. Scotland trying to counter it, but Fiji doing very well to hold up. They're just not moving that Fiji scrum at all. And the Fijians now playing across the backline for a backline move. It's traced to the middle. It's the centre who tries to drag it forward. And the quick ball was... Oh, is that not a hand in from... Oh, okay. The ref's not seen it. I think that was almost a hand in from Scotland. Fiji doing very well to stuff this up, as they just did now. Knocked it on. I mean, they just couldn't sort out their ruck. It wasn't the fact that Scotland was so much challenging it, as they just couldn't sort themselves out. Again, Fiji stuffing up a very, very good chance. They can't afford to keep doing this, Fiji, because if they do want to try and win, they're going to have an issue. You can't keep stuffing up these great chances. You're on the Scottish 5-meter line. You have to put away the chances, because you're not going to get that many of them. We see Stuart Hogg now getting ready to come back. Of course, he did have a yellow card. So we'll see how Fiji can do with this last piece of play now. Scottish scrum now on their own 5-meter line. But Fiji to have won a couple of scrums. They seem to be the better scrumming team today so far. So if they can try and win the scrum, that'd be huge. But Scotland will be looking to exit as this... Ah! Free kick, because Fiji could not set themselves up in the scrum at all. Ah! That's just unfortunately amateur from Fiji. So Scotland now get an easy way to kick the ball out. Hastings kicks. It's just in between the 10-meter line and the 22, literally in the middle. But it will be, of course, a Fiji line out now, because it was only a free kick. But it's a fantastic team to watch, Fiji, because when these smaller nations play, they've got nothing to lose. They've got absolutely nothing to lose. They've got everything to play for and nothing to lose. And it's a shocking line out from Fiji. And it goes straight to Scotland, and now Scotland have the ball. Unfortunately, a lot of the basics for Fiji are not working. It's all their set-piece basics. It's just, yeah. So Scotland now retaining the ball. Stuart Hogg is now back on, of course. And the box kick. And Duan van der Merwe tries to chase. It's not a great kick, I must be saying. But somehow, yeah, Fiji do get the ball out. It was a little messy. I didn't quite see how they got that ball out. But yeah, they have the ball now on the halfway line. They seem to have numbers. They've got a huge amount of numbers. They just spread across the line and they come back midfield. It's fine. They're running hard. So they're still making some ground. Fiji coming up again. Oh, this number 8 is massive and Scotland really are struggling. And the only reason I'm saying the numbers for Fiji is not because I don't necessarily know their names so much as their names are so damn difficult to say. I mean, yeah, it's just... I say good luck to commentators. Fiji lift the ball up. Hogg takes it. Hogg passes it back. Scotland with the ball again. Yeah, Darcy Graham trying to do some fancy footwork. Couldn't get past though. Yeah. As I say, Fiji have never beaten Scotland in Scotland, so right now this is worrying for Scotland. And Fiji will be very happy about life. Somehow this ball is retained for Scotland, and now they've got a bit of numbers on the wing here, the halfway line, and Duan van der Merwe is running up the wing. He's running very hard, and he gets a fantastic tackle, and it gets taken out. Fantastic piece of defense from Fiji there. Fantastic hit. I think it was Mata from Fiji who managed to get him there. Yes, Stephen does look different, Larry. It's because it's not Stephen. It is me, it's Mark. I'm taking you through this. I'm Steve's brother. Steve will be joining us all for the other games today, though. He will be there for Wales, All Blacks, Springboks, and I think the French game. I'll have to confirm that, but I think he's there for the French game as well. So he will be doing the other games today. There's a fantastic hit. It wasn't Mata, by the way. Sorry. So Fiji line out in their own 22, and again, just the Fiji lineouts have not been good. Really, really basic things that they just keep stuffing up. It's very frustrating because their open play is working very well when they have the ball and they've got clean ball. It's working very well. They managed to get through very nicely, but all of their set pieces, they're just not working. I mean, the scrum's fine, but the lineouts and the kicking a goal in the beginning, for some reason, decided they had a certain goal kicker who couldn't kick. Then they give it off to the fly half who can. Still don't understand that. Oh my word. And Scotland now from the lineout running through, managed to find a bit of space. Scotland now attacking on the attack. Scotland now trying to get some more points back on the board again. Fiji trying to defend this as well. It's an advantage to Scotland, so they can play with no pressure. They're just trying to build it through with the forwards, essentially, running hard. There's a lot of space on the wing here for Scotland. They're using him. Here comes Graham. Graham fumbles. Oh dear, and Fiji push them back, and they come back for the penalty. Larry, do I think Fiji has enough to beat Scotland today? I think Fiji has enough to really challenge Scotland. The biggest issue is that I do think in the last 20 minutes they're going to struggle with fitness. So if Fiji can somehow get some more points on the board, maybe they can try and defend and hold on to that lead for as long as they can. But if the lead doesn't get that much bigger, I think unfortunately Scotland will still be favourites. What is interesting here is Graham has done something to his wrist. I think he's really not happy at all. He's very sore. But he seems to be back up, seems to be okay. So I think it's just being a bit dramatic. Was holding his wrist as though he might have broken it, but he seems perfectly fine. So an interesting decision here. Scotland perhaps looking to go for points here, rather than the corner flag. What are we calling here? Scoring a scrum. Okay, interesting. So just 2 minutes before halftime. It's been a fantastic game to watch. A really great game to watch. And as the neutral and as a South African, it's been fantastic to watch. I think Scottish fans might be a bit concerned. But yeah, it's just great rugby at the end of the day. It's what you want as well from Fiji. It's great running rugby. They're looking to attack the whole time. They're not chucking the ball up into the air that often. They're just looking to try and try some interesting backline moves and interesting running channels and things. So just inventive rugby, which is what I love. Scotland now with the scrum, and they are moving forward. It's a very powerful scrum. It's advantage to Scotland. Now they come in the attack. They pass it through the line. Oh my word, a big mix-up from the Fiji defence, and Hastings goes through, right through the middle. Oh my word, they were so concerned about all the other players that Hastings just turned himself and just found himself a bag of space, and Scotland come back with a try right underneath the posts, and Hastings will now go and look to convert his own try. But yeah, Scotland finally getting a bit of luck go their way. And Fiji will be hard done by. I think they'll feel this is not deserved, because this did just suddenly come out of nowhere. Oh my word. You can just see all of the Fiji players go spread out, looking at all the other backline players that Scotland have rushing forward, and Hastings just turns. Just decides, I'm going to go the other way. He almost smiles as he does it. It's shocking. He almost smiles as he's doing it. Yeah. It's a great piece of play from Hastings, because he just completely dummied the whole Fijian team. But yeah, Fiji, they have to look themselves in the mirror there, because that was a relatively easy tackle to make. And yeah. So Hastings looks to end the half, putting Scotland in the lead. Just needs to convert this try. It is right in front of the post, so he should convert this relatively easily. And he's just going to wait for that hooter to sound, and then he's going to put the ball over. And there you go. Puts the ball over in the middle, and that is half-time. So, a very interesting half of rugby. Fiji 12, Scotland 14. Yeah, I think Fiji probably the happier of the two teams. I think what they will be very unhappy about is the fact they didn't convert those two tries. They had two glorious opportunities, and they didn't convert either of them. It was, yeah, it's really, really unfortunate, because if they had, you could be looking at a potential 27-12, 27-14 right now, and that would be a bit more of a fair reflection. Fiji have really they've rocked up to this game. But that is our half-time. Was that a planned move? Perhaps. If I'm honest, just poor defense from Fiji. I think all that Hastings saw was the fact that all of the Fijians were so concerned about everybody else. I think he just decided, you know what, I'm just going to cut in. And yeah, it worked. But yeah, that is half-time. So we will be back in 10-ish minutes. 10-ish, 12, 13 minutes perhaps, for the rest of the match. In the meantime, please do go and put your predictions in. Of course, you can win, so please do go and click that link. And if you do want to watch it, of course, ExpressVPN is your friend. We've got a whole lot of details in the description of the video for how you can go and watch the game live as well using a VPN. So yeah, go and look at how you can do that. And I'll catch you in about 12, 15 minutes. I'm back. Yeah, we are just about to get going with the second half now. Just quickly, they're getting set up. So am I, actually. Yeah, we're ready to get going again. Fiji going to kick off. Of course, they had a brilliant first half. They should have scored a couple more tries. Definitely the better of the two teams. And Scotland will now surely be looking to come out in the second half and firmly put their foot forward and say, we're the bigger team here, and we need to show it now. So, going to get going now. Fiji playing from left to right. Current score 14-12 to Scotland. Again, Fiji should be about 26 points, though. They should have scored another 2 tries. But oh well. Such be life. See them go again. Yeah, I think Stuart Hogg probably had a very quiet and a really poor first half, if I'm honest. So we'll see how he improves in this game now. But I think biggest issue now is going to be whether Fiji can hold on to the end. Their fitness is going to be tested now. And that's always the big problem for smaller teams is fitness. But Fiji now get the half going, and let's see how they fare. So it's played in deep. Scotland picks up the ball nice and deep there. Oh, my word. Nice early, almost a big hit. Didn't quite connect with him. But yeah, Darcy Graham taking it in there. Now, there's some big hits already going in. And Scotland have almost lost the ball there. A lot of handling and working around, but they kick it out now. Kick it up, but Fiji now takes the ball forward. And it's a big hit. He just literally lined up the player, tried to take him on. Great bit of running there. So Fiji now with the ball on the halfway line, spreading it out towards the wing. Scotland just holding the defense line now, and Fiji now playing it across the field. Played out towards the wing. Oh, it's going to be taken out. Great defense from Scotland. Great defense. Drags the player out. Yeah, takes him out to the line there, and now it's going to be a Scottish throw. So great piece of defense there from Scotland, nice and early on. But Fiji again still running hard. Scotland wasting some time here to get into this line out. Don't know why they're taking so long to get there. Come on, let's get some rugby going. So yeah, if you are joining us, we are partnering with BetCoza and ExpressVPN for the series. So do be sure to go and put your predictions in. You can stand a chance to win a free bet, courtesy of BetCoza, so long as you go and fill in your details. And of course, you're only going to get that free bet if you have a BetCoza account. So be sure to go and sign up using our code as well. You can get some. I think there's a nice bit of special. Oh my word! Big hit from Fiji in the midfield on the Scottish player. And it's a penalty. It's a fantastic piece of play from Fiji there to win the penalty midfield. So a huge hit on Hastings. And Hastings is not happy about it. He's staying down. He's felt that quite hard. My word, this is a great tackle. It's a monster of a tackle. Just lined him up and went boom. Absolutely crushes him. Oof. Oh my word. It's a huge tackle. Love it. But yeah, as I was saying, be sure to go and put your predictions in and go sign up to BetCoza. You can stand a chance to win a free bet, and the person who gets the closest prediction for today's match will also get a free bet of 100 Rand. So with BetCoza. So be sure to do that. And of course, the other partner, the ExpressVPN, they will help you out in terms of watching this match wherever you are in the world. And got details for that. And it was such a big hit, by the way, on Hastings. He's off. He's off. I think surely for a head assessment test, but I'm not sure we're going to see him come back. There was a big hit on him, eh? Just absolutely was lined up, boom, from the Fiji lock. It's a huge hit, and he's just you can just see he feels it, eh? But Fiji win that penalty. They've now put the ball down almost on the 5-meter line of Scotland. Now Fiji really do want to try and pull off an amazing result here. What they do want to do is make sure they convert. They need to get this line out working, which has not been working all day, but finally straight to the hands, probably the best line out of the day. Fiji with a move, and they're now right on Scotland's line. Let's see if Fiji can finally get another try. They deserved another 2 in the first half. They didn't get it. It's a tackle release, but the Fiji have managed to recollect the ball. They're driving it up. They're right on the line here. They're looking to pass along the line. They're passing it through the back line, getting it out to the wing. Hook. Oh, it's a forward pass. Oh, my word. Fiji. Ah, very frustrating for Fiji there. And Scotland again, yeah, just breathing a sigh of relief. But Fiji with the first clean, 100% clean line out for the day. Tried an interesting move. Didn't quite work. I mean, still hit hard into the tackle. Yeah, just not being able to convert there, Fiji. Scotland holding strong. I don't think they should have spread it across the line so early, Fiji. I think that was half the issue. And I understand the pass only went forward and he might well have scored there, but still, I think the better option there was to just try and motor it up the midfield. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of the game. Let me know your own predictions. Tell me what your thoughts and your feelings are. Ask me a few questions about the games later. My opinions on those. Scotland just dominated Fiji in that scrum there from that position there. Winning the penalty. Scrum penalty. Fiji apparently scrumming in. So yeah, Scotland survived yet again. Another Fiji attack. Yeah, so I think a better start for Scotland in the second half, as much as they were just under the cosh there, but they seem to be much more up for it in the defensive part, so we'll see if they can continue doing that. Yeah, I think Fiji will start to get tired soon, and I think they need to be careful not to make too many errors before then, because you really do want to try and get some momentum up so that you can take yourself into a period of the game where you do still have the energy to keep going. But Scotland now with the line out. They win the line out comfortably. They put it straight into a maul, and the maul's moving forward quite quickly already. But stopped as well. Fiji are coming through the middle. Scotland looking to kick this ball straight off the maul. He's got it, and the kick goes up. Duhan van der Merwe is chasing. It's not a great kick, but Duhan is under it, and he does receive the ball. He's got a bit of space. He's running through the midfield. He passes it through. Scotland have got numbers here. They pass a great pass out. Comes to Darcy Graham on the other wing. He's running through with pace. Not able to make it, and he's out as well. Great defense from Fiji in the end. Fantastic covering tackle there. And Dan there saying Sam Matavisi needs to go for real. Silly mistakes from Fiji. I fully agree. I think that's been Fiji's biggest problem today, is just basic errors. Really, really basic errors. They've been good in most parts of the pitch. Their defense has been good. Their attack has been good. But it's just really, really easy points, like really, really easy parts of the game that they've just been messing up. Their lineouts have been poor. Their kicking has been poor. A lot of the time, some of the decision-making has been a little bit suspect. But we'll see how it fares. I mean, even with those things not going in their favour, they're still right in it. And again, should well be ahead of Scotland. So, yeah, Fiji just doing a defensive kick there, kicking it out. Still in their own half now. Scotland have got their own line out there. So, Scotland now looking at this, seeing if they could try and use this as a poignant way to start their attack. And Ashman is now on. He's come on as a substitute. So, change for Scotland there, of course. Hastings is also off now for a head injury assessment. Oh, there's ref. There's not truck and trailer. Ooh, I would argue. Oh my word! And Scotland try the attack, but a very, very big forward pass, huge forward pass from the centres there. So they come back to a penalty for collapsing the maul, which I think is absolute rubbish, if I'm honest, because I don't even think Scotland set up this maul correctly. I think they shifted the ball behind them before they'd even got contact from the Fijian players, which then therefore makes it obstruction. So, yeah, I think that's a harsh call in Fiji. To answer your question there, you can go and watch the game via our instructions in the description of the video. It'll tell you exactly how you can watch the game utilizing ExpressVPN. Basically, all you're doing is you're subscribing to ExpressVPN, changing your VPN to a different location, and then watching with a free trial. So Scotland now with a line out on the 5 meter from that penalty. They win the line out. They take it forward in the maul. They're trying to move this maul forward. It's going to try for the maul penalty. The maul was moving forward. It's gained some more momentum. It keeps going. It's getting closer to the line. It's stopped now. It's surely use it once. They're going to take it out to the back line. Looks like the blind side. Oh, my word. They wouldn't go for the blind side. It was so open, though. Centre comes back, stepping in. Fiji are over it. The ball's recollected for Scotland. Scotland play it out. Oh, it's a great tackle on Stuart Hogg. No, it's not Stuart Hogg, sorry. Advantage now to Scotland for not rolling. Scotland now playing it across the back line. And they play a long searching ball to Duan van der Merwe, who cuts in, puts the ball over, and scores in the corner. Scotland with another try there. Yeah. Unfortunately, this was bound to happen eventually. Scotland, I think, finally finding their feet. The Scottish crowd getting a bit more relaxed now. Scotland building a little bit of a lead with that try now, with the kick to come. Just spreading the line, and then the long looping pass over to Duan van der Merwe. Beats one defender, puts it over. Easy try. Easy try. Yeah. Scotland now, much happier team. As we approach just the 50-minute mark. And so answer that question, is Lamani slowing down the Fiji's pace somehow? I don't think so. I just think Fiji are just generally... They're in the game. They're still in the game. They just need to get their heads right at the moment. It's just basic errors have now been costing them, and it's just proven that yet again. I mean, 3 times they've been on the Scottish try line and not converted. And I think they need to be more clinical. So we see the kick here from the corner.
To stretch the lead to 9 points.
And it's cutting in. It's a great kick. Absolutely fantastic kick. There's a great kick there. So, Scotland now 21, Fiji 12. And Fiji are making some more changes. We see some front row changes for Fiji as well. So, trying to inject some energy into the pitch. And Natavi has come on, and he's making his debut for Fiji. So let's see how he can fare in the prop position. As Graham takes the restart just outside of 22. So Scotland now recollecting. It looks like they're setting up the box kick. And we've got 5 players creating that nice long tunnel to give them as much space as possible to do this box kick. It's I was going to say a good kick, but it wasn't really. It wasn't a very good kick. And I think it's somehow still a Scottish throw, though, because it was... No, Fiji throw. Fiji throw. Yeah, the kick almost going out, but just basically all miscontrolling the ball and not being able to do anything with it. And see another substitution now for Scotland. They've made a scrum half change. I think that's actually down to some of the kicks today. So much as more than energy things. I think it's down to kicks than anything else. So that's Dempsey now on. And Sutherland has also just come on. And White has obviously replaced the scrum half position there. So lots of changes being made now in this game at the moment. So we'll see how the subs fare. And Fiji again, stuffing their line out, but just as much the Scottish, the Scots just not being able to hold on to the ball and are gifting possession back to Fiji. So Fiji now coming forward with the ball, approaching the 22 slowly but surely. This is going to be a maul now, surely, ref. So Fiji now coming up with the ball, trying to press the line. Fiji setting up here with the ball, with some possession, spreading it across the line. There's a little bit of space in the wing here for Fiji as they utilize it. It's come to Mata. Or Mata, I don't know how you want to say it, but almost getting through there. Fiji making some ground. They've just entered the 22 now. I say, Fiji in these positions have been good. They've been good in the attack and they've been good in the defense. But the moment it comes to a set-piece area, they just seem to mess up. Yeah, so Fiji still just staying there on that 22 there. No advantage, so just having to play open rugby here. Building up a few phases. This is about the 9th phase, I think. It's off the foot, it's backwards. Fiji still continuing forward. And then I looked for the back line. They try a chip over the top. I don't understand the chip over the top. It's a garbage kick. I mean, they're so far away. None of the players really knew that that was the option. There's a mark now, and Duan van der Merwe can quite easily just go and tap it, give it to Hogg, and Hogg takes a big kick. I don't know why Fiji was standing so far away. There's gifting Scotland all of the space in the world to have a decent kick, and as a result, it's now on the halfway line. Yeah, so just some basic errors from Fiji, costing them now. Hogg is supporting and sporting rather a man bun today. Can't say I'm a big fan of it, but nonetheless. So Fiji with the line out and almost stuffing it up again, but just managed to hang on. There's a big hit up midfield. And Fiji take it into the Scottish half. And it's holding on from Scotland. Great piece of play. Yeah, Scotland holding on. They're winning the penalty.
Intervention for Jack Dempsey in his debut last week against the Wallabies. Former Wallaby player, this is second cap.
So Stuart Lee there saying having a go at the ref.
Standing first up carry by Bill Mata. Again, chewing away at that gain line.
Yeah, I'm not so sure it was necessarily poor refereeing, but yeah, I think just Fiji really stuffing themselves up more in that first half, to answer your question there, Stuart. I think it's, well, not answering the question, but answer the comment. I think Fiji, were unlucky not to score another 2 tries. I think they definitely should have gone in ahead of Scotland. The only reason Scotland managed to get back in there is just literally in the last 5 minutes managed to get a bit of possession, build themselves up, get over the line. But they didn't really have any rights to do it. But now Scotland now with an attacking line out. They're playing it across the back line. Fiji rush defence. Duan van der Merwe in the midfield takes it. Fiji's over. Ref's going to say it's an advantage, I think. Yeah, no, it's not an advantage, but Scotland still with the ball. Approaching the 22 in the middle of the field. And now in the 22, just about for Scotland. Oh, my word, almost knocked it on. Managed to regather just before. Scotland still with the ball here. Building up a few phases of their own. Scotland still attacking here, trying to play it out to the wing. Stuart Hogg messing it up. Oh, that's a knock on, surely, ref. Oh, my word, ref! Darcy Graham has to get through the line, but I think there was a definite knock-on from Scotland that the ref has somehow set backwards, and now it's an advantage to Scotland for hands in at the ruck from Fiji. Scotland got a big space. They see the space. They're going for it. It's on the 5 metre. And, oh my word, it's held up. It's held up on the line, so they'll come back for the penalty. But I think it's absolute nonsense that it should have come to this anyway. There was a definite knock-on from Scotland and borderline accidental offsides. So again, we are approaching the water break and approaching the midway section, so please do be sure to go and put some predictions in for the final score for this game. Go and fill in that form. I will be giving out a free bet courtesy of BetCoza, 50 Rand free bet courtesy of BetCoza to a random person who does apply and rather fill in that form. So be sure to go and do that quickly, and obviously the person with the most correct score at the end of the game will be receiving a 100% free bet. So be sure to go and do that. Yeah, you could be winning with BetCoza. Yeah, as Stuart says, just agreeing basically with some of the comments I've been saying. This Fiji are just stupid errors are costing them now. And now what you're also going to see is as I've said multiple times, is that the issue is that they are going to tire in these last 20 minutes. So I think you will see a Scottish onslaught sometime soon. So hopefully they can hold it back as much as they can. But Fiji looking to make a big sub here. It's Matawalu who looks to be coming on now. Is it Matawali? No, it's not. It's Teller has come on. Teti Teller has come on now for Ravuvu in the center position, which is probably also needed because I think that's where Fiji have been losing a couple of the battles now. It's just been in the center. It's been in the middle of the park, basically, defensively. It's just a few of the tackles have not been going in as hard as they probably could be. They're not pushing Scotland back. So Scotland opt for an attacking line out. So Fiji going to have to defend yet another maul attack from Scotland.
They've beaten them in so many of the one-on-one physical battles.
And the liner comes in. Scotland sets up the maul and they're pushing forward. And it's collapsed from Fiji. Ah, my word. So many penalties now being given away from Fiji. I think they might well be talked to soon. It's not yellow card territory yet, but I do think there's going to be a chat. And afterwards, then you will be seeing some cards being threatened, I think. Scotland still with the ball now, setting up a couple of phases on the Fiji line, basically. Dempsey gets the ball forward nicely. White passes it out to the backline. Backline messes up. Fiji rips the ball, and they come back for that penalty. 5 white. Yeah, 5 for Fiji, who went and collapsed them all there. Just discipline becoming a problem for Fiji now. Discipline becoming a big problem. Fiji just need to hold on for 2 seconds. Just try and regain that momentum and they'll get back into this.
Just looking a little bit indecisive when it gets those wide channels.
But I can't say Scotland's been looking too good today. They've looked very, very haphazard, very relaxed, not making decisions correctly. It's been poor a lot of the time. The only reason they're ahead is because of glimpses of good play, but they've not been good overall today. So Scotland with another attacking line out on the 5-meter line. They set up the maul yet again. It's not a well set up maul, I must say that much. But they do somehow manage to regather it. But I think this is turning it, is not ref. And they get out of the maul. Fiji are holding onto this ball. Surely, and that's a penalty to Fiji. Fantastic defense. Fantastic defense. Scotland peeled off the maul there, tried to bring it forward. Fiji managed to get over, holding onto the ball right on their line. Just when I said they needed to pick up some momentum, they do it exactly then and there, winning a crucial penalty for themselves to get themselves out of trouble as well. So Fiji now hitting the ball up as a result of the penalty just outside their 22. And they'll have their own line out now. So Dempsey was the one who chose to split off the maul. Found himself a little bit isolated and Fiji get over nicely.
Well, Albert Tuasui has been doing it season in, season out in the English Premiership.
We've just approached the 60-minute mark. I think they may well be having a drinks break soon. Fiji take it up though. From the line out. Another line out where they finally actually managed to get the ball there and all work properly. But trying to run it out their 22, just outside their 22 is an interesting tactic. I think you'll probably see an up and under come here. Yeah, Fiji are setting up. Setting up for the box kick. The winger looks to be chasing it. And we're going to get ready for the kick now. Up it goes. Winger chases. Regathers as well. He's got the ball. He's going forward. And I think he's just about out. He's somehow managed to stay in. And Scotland's coming from the side. Surely, ref, that's a penalty to Fiji. Fantastic piece of play from the winger there. Fantastic piece of play. Managed to regather and not only have 2 people holding on to him, but managed to still make 10 meters. Great piece of play from Fiji.
New Super Rugby franchise, the Fijian Drua, which is being managed at the moment, or at least the chief executive of
Yeah, great take in the air there.
franchise is Mark Evans, who you may remember as
Yeah, so as I say, Fiji just needed that momentum and now finally finding it. Finding a bit of go forward and a bit of luck. Scotland opted to make changes as a result as well. I think we're heading into our drinks break now. That's the 60-minute mark. Time has been called, so drinks break indeed it is. Which gives me a little bit of a... Well, they're still actually going to take the line out here, so we'll just hold in that 2 seconds. Now, Fiji with the attacking line literally on the Scottish 22. And another decent line out for Fiji. So finally some things going right. They set up the maul. The maul is motoring forward. They are really pushing forward. Scotland in a little bit of trouble here. The maul has, however, turned. Comes out. Oh, my word. And knock on. They tried to play the ball through and immediately knocked on. And there's a big high tackle. This could be dangerous for Fiji. Very ill-disciplined. Ref's going to come back for a penalty here. And this is going to be looked at. I think this might well be a yellow card. It's going straight to TMO. I don't think this looks good for Fiji. This might even be worse. Both players down injured. They're not happy about life. I don't think the Fijian player, whoever it is, I'm trying to see who it is now, he didn't use any arms, I don't think, in that tackle. I think this may well be an instant red. Just going to look now, see. Oh, my word. It's an arm straight to the head. He does apologize straight away, and it doesn't follow through with the tackle, so I think that might save him. But I think a yellow card still. Forearm straight to the face. He knows how bad it is as well, so he immediately pulls out of the tackle. Yeah, it is a swinging forearm. I think this is going to be a yellow card. Just listen to the ref now. Yeah, you see, because as I say, I think what saves him is the fact that the two things save him there from a red card. One being the Scottish player was very low down, and two being the fact that it did just slip up into his face and he didn't follow through with it. But it is a yellow card indeed. So Fiji down to 14 men again. It's Habosi now off, who just had a brilliant piece of play and then now has to go and sit 10 minutes off. So just as I say, Fiji getting that momentum and then, yeah, losing it all in one time. Very upsetting. So Scotland yet again escape the Fiji attack, and they look to escape from their 22 from this kick now from the penalty.
One of the worst tackles the cop as a player, retreating on the back foot and catch one straight in the jaw, swinging forearm.
No, it's really not a great tackle. So Scotland now with a line out just outside their 22.
Inside the final quarter of the match.
They win the line out. They try for the maul. The maul's moving forward. Maul's not moving forward. Now it's moving forward. Moving forward with quite some vigor now. But Fiji now fighting it back. So yeah, Fiji doing very well to push this maul backwards. They take it out. White kicks it off straight off the maul. It's a big chase from Scotland, but not near close enough. So Fiji take it. They aim for the wing. Beats one player. Doesn't quite. Fiji regain the ball, regather, and now they're set up on round about the halfway line.
For earning his first cap for the 15s today. There's been a high tackle from
There's a high tackle. There's a high tackle advantage for Fiji. They tried to play the ball in behind. Doesn't quite work. They tried to chip the ball. Didn't really work. So high tackle, penalty. They'll come back for that. Fiji with the penalty on the halfway line. I think Fiji's best bet is to keep it in the forwards now. As much as they want to utilize their backs, and their backs are huge, I think it's just get the backs involved with some mauls and with some just basically putting it up straight through, because they make ground every single time they come forward. They make ground. And when you're making ground like that, just keep it close. It's much more safe. It's safe rugby. And at this point, Fiji are not far away from Scotland. They're not far away from Scotland. So all they need to do is just stay there. And welcome Nkosomzi as a member of Forever Sports. Welcome to the fan club. We appreciate your becoming a member. And anybody else, you're more than welcome to also join. You get some perks for being a member as well. I explained exactly what all the membership includes. It is explained before you go and take it all, so you can go and look at all of that. But thank you for joining. As we now see Fiji off that line out, coming the ball now, holding in the forwards, just coming up in the midfield, close to the 22 for Scotland. Oh, a bit of miscommunication there, and a knock-on. And Scotland have got the ball. They try to chip it forward. Doesn't really work. They'll come back for the knock-on. Again, stupid mistakes. Stupid mistakes. Fiji really their own worst enemy more than Scotland.
You can see the vision from this boy. It's been tremendous when he's been fit in the Premiership.
Yeah, I'll agree with Albert there. I do think a lot of Fiji's mistakes are also just being forced by the fact that Scotland are coming up a lot quicker the second half.
Off in the sin bin as well.
But I'll utilize this time now to go and give a
Again, hunting him down, not making it easy.
free bet. And just using my picker wheel here, my free bet from Betkoza is going to Ratu. Or if I say your name correctly or not correctly, I apologize. But you are our free bet winner for the second half. You will win a 50 Rand free bet courtesy of Betkoza. Congratulations. That'll be put into your Betkoza account later. Of course, if you don't have a Betkoza account, it's not going to reflect. So be sure to have that. But yes, and you said Fiji are going to win by 12. I'm not so sure that's going to happen, unfortunately. But just coming back to the game now, Scotland with the scrum here, midfield, and essentially just having to restart the scrum there. Yeah, I think there was almost a knock-on. The problem is you see what a lot of refs do there, Stuart, is the fact that they'll often look and see how does the player control the ball. If he's losing control of it whilst in a forward position, even if it seems to be going backwards, they'll deem it a knock-on often. And I think that's probably what happened there. But Fiji is still playing with a man down. 5 minutes and 50 seconds to go for him. The scrum now.
Think of the traditional areas of strength. Rugby.
White feeds the ball into the scrum. Fiji actually doing quite well in the scrum there, but White takes it out. Scotland looking to pass it along. They've put a grubber through behind, but Fiji have well covered it. Gets the kick, goes straight up for an up and under. He chases it. Scotland are all offsides. He's chased it very well, almost just overrunning it actually. Oh my word, very unlucky. But it's broken play now, and there's a lot happening. Fiji are over this ball. And Scotland managed to regather and get control midfield. But it's quite a lot of broken play here, and he comes straight back into the ruck area. About the halfway line now, Scotland with the ball. Fiji trying a counter ruck, and very poorly gone off his feet. Penalty to Scotland. Gone straight off his feet, and also from the side, I think. Yeah, so Fiji just ill-disciplined. It's proving a real problem now. Yeah, so Scotland will try to boot this ball downfield, get an attacking line out, hopefully score from there. That'll be their thoughts. But Murrayfield, a much louder stadium than it was before. That first half, it was very quiet. A very quiet stadium in that first half. It's a good kick. It's a good kick just into the Fiji 22. Mexican waves going around Murrayfield.
The wave there in Mexico, Football World Cup has something to answer for.
There's Ashman here who wants to put the ball in. Yeah, so Ashman about to put in an attacking line out for Scotland right on the 22. Ball comes in. They set up the maul again. Maul is sacked. No, it's not sacked. Ref deems it not legal, so it's an advantage to Scotland, so they can play without fear now. Scotland in the middle, and another advantage, I think, or he's just explaining the advantage, rather. Scotland playing the ball along the back line now. And just almost fumbling there. I think we'll come back for the penalty. Yes, we do. Yeah, so a Scottish penalty right on the 22 here. I think they're going to go for the line again and just try and maul it over. Their maul has been quite effective today. As you see some more subs being made for Scotland. Yeah, the subs come for Scotland now. 2 subs. We've got Walker coming on in the prop position. I think it's his debut as well for Scotland, if I'm not correct. And Tui Piloto has also come on. So Scotland now with the line out. They put it in. They've set up the maul. The maul's not really working, so I think they're going to have to put it out and play it along the back line. They do. White comes out, plays it short to his centre. Fiji tried to get over the ball, but not quite able to. Scotland here again in the attack. Now putting it with the forwards. Trying to bash their way over the line. Oh, big hits in the midfield. White now quite isolated. Fiji trying to get over the ball, not able to. Scotland still with the ball. It's Walker now. They're just dragging through with the forwards, Scotland. They're trying to make yards. They're not making too many. That's off his feet there from Fiji. That's going to be that's going to be an advantage now to Scotland. Scotland now, again, able to play with no fear. Right on the Fiji line. This should be a try to Scotland, and I think you might well see a yellow card. They're swinging out wide to... I was going to say Duan, but he's not there. It's not Duan. They come back to the penalty. I'm sure the ref will surely have some conversations with Fiji now. Yeah, he blows the whistle. He's talking to the captain. He's saying, what? Big warning. Yeah, basically saying the next penalty is a yellow card to Fiji now. And who's already just trying to survive right now with their own yellow. Already in the bin. So, yeah. There's a little bit of rain on the side cam. Can't say I saw it. But if there is, I don't think it'll make too much of a difference. Rain doesn't make too big a difference in Europe, especially light rain. But, you know, heavier rain, of course, will cause handling errors. But I don't think you'll see too much effects from rain today. Yeah, I mean, Fiji are still in this. The problem is that Scotland have become far more dominant in terms of possession and in terms of field and territory. So, it's a big ask for Fiji, but still doable. It's a try and a penalty. It's 2 scores. But it's a scrum literally right in front of the posts. That's what they've chosen to do. They've chosen the scrum. It's a very interesting option, which I've never understood why they don't use more, some teams. The next thing is also, why do you never see taps on the 5-meter line? Surely you're a professional team. You can come up with some interesting maneuvers that'll almost guarantee you a try from a 5-meter tap. But Scotland with the scrum. They're winning the scrum. It's a big scrum from Scotland. It'll be an advantage to Scotland indeed. Scotland are moving forward. This should be a penalty advantage. Penalty advantage. It should be a penalty try unless they don't score here. And chips it out towards the wing. He comes in. Oh my word. Messes up. And it's a penalty try, I think. No, yellow card I think is going to come out now. It would be harsh to be a yellow card because it's a scrum yellow. The scrum penalty, which is harsh. The scrum penalty, they don't usually count as part of open play. So that it might not be a yellow card here for Fiji.
What do you make of that? It's Batista who gets his hand to it, but was he trying to catch it or just slap it out?
To be fair to him, he's kept his eyes on the ball the whole way across the ball.
Yeah, so no yellow card to Fiji there, as I say, because they don't usually count scrums in terms of the yellow card warning. Scrums are their own entity. So Fiji finally get their man back. So finally back up to 15 players. And I would not be surprised if you suddenly saw them go back down to 14 players, because I don't think they're going to be able to survive this without another penalty.
One more penalty warning followed by a yellow card a couple of moments ago, so perhaps the Fijians have dodged one there.
Now, the Scottish commentators not understanding the rules of rugby. Typical. So a little bit blinded, obviously, by their own team. Struggling with Fiji. So Scotland now with the scrum. The scrum's sort of starting to move forward. It's an advantage again within the scrum. Scotland take the ball out. Playing it along the back line. It's not quite working that well. They're up to the 5-meter line. And I think now you're going to see a yellow card to Fiji. Indeed you are. Yeah, so Scottish commentators really struggling to understand the laws of rugby, because scrums are dealt with differently to open play. So now Fiji are both on a scrum warning and an open and a normal warning. So So you will see now any penalties in any form now for Fiji will result in a yellow card. 72 minutes. They're still trying to hang on in the 5 meter here. I do always enjoy watching the European games and seeing that the commentators always with their bias towards the home teams. Because they do tend to be quite blind when it comes to some things. Can't say that South African commentators are any better. But you always tend to find this issue when you play games against anybody. Whichever commentators are at home, the bias is always a bit strong. But yes, White putting the ball into the scrum now. Scotland yet again, third scrum in a row. Will they win the scrum penalty? Fiji are holding on, and they're going to collapse now. That's going to be a scrum penalty. And well, Scotland taken out. They approach the line. There was obstruction, surely, ref. They finally scored the try, but I think it might well be obstruction. I think you have to call obstruction here. I'm fairly certain this is going to be obstruction. In which case, what's going to happen? The order of events here. It's going to be, I reckon, obstruction against Scotland, which will mean they'll come back to the scrum penalty and there'll be a yellow card to Fiji. And I'm not sure whether or not they'll try and give a penalty try. Scotland apparently knocked the ball out of the scrum, so it might not even matter. So that'll be disallowing the try completely if this is indeed true. I think there's a knock on right outside the scrum, but they'll still come back for the scrum penalty, and then Fiji will receive that yellow card. I'm just looking for this knock on here. Yeah, indeed, it is a knock on. There's a knock on from the number 8, or rather number 20 of Scotland, so this decision for the try on field will not stand. It'll be a knock-on, and then what you will see is a yellow card now to Fiji for illegal scrummaging. I think Stuart's more or less right. I think Stuart. I think there's a bit of a harsh call there. I do think it's weird how the scrum starts and it's just permanently fine, and the moment Scotland decide to do something else, suddenly the scrum changes. I do think there's a little bit of scrumming in, maybe, or at least changing angles within Scotland, or pushing up, as you say. I would have to worry about it, but there is going to be a yellow card now. Indeed. Fiji received the yellow card that they were always going to get, unfortunately, I think. Richie just talking to the ref now. Not quite sure about what. But yeah, Fiji now a man down in the scrum department as well, so it means they're going to have to make a scrum change. Because I'm sure that Scotland are going to take another scrum. So Natavi has come off with a yellow card. And they're going to have to make a replacement to put another prop on, because it is a specialist position, of course.
We've lost our replacement loosehead. He's been sent to the bin. We're going to have to sacrifice someone. Not only Maui has got himself stripped off. Just for a moment, I think Vanessa Salo might be on his way.
Just literally waiting for decisions here, because I think Scotland are taking the scrum penalty, in which case Fiji do need to make that change.
Another player. That, I'm sure, is the subject of the instruction being sent down.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of confusion as to what's going on right now. We're still waiting a while. There we go. Here's the change. So the original number 1 prop comes on for Fiji. And I don't know who's been sacrificed. I think it's a loose forward who's been sacrificed, which is brave. Yeah, indeed, this loose forward has been sacrificed.
Is that Rugby Solia, I think, is coming off.
Strange choice under scrum pressure as well. They don't want to get big.
As I say, I don't know if you'd be making a change like that. Surely you'd take off a backline player, a winger or something.
70 minutes.
Yes, well, Rugby Solia.
Either way, Fiji are going to have to try and survive yet another scrum. Then they'll have 1 scrum warning again if in case this doesn't result in another try. But I mean, how Scotland haven't scored yet is actually beyond me. They've been on Fiji's line now for ages. This is the 4th or 5th scrum in a row. Easy try. Easy try. White takes it after the scrum, and there's absolutely no defense. The loose forwards didn't get out to go and do it, so White just literally walks around the scrum and puts it down easily. Yeah. Always going to happen, unfortunately, when you've got a man in the sin bin and you've got a middle scrum penalty. We've got so much space everywhere. So Scotland with another try, and they surely convert this. So it should be 28-12 to Scotland. That should be the game done for them. So yeah, Scotland finally actually getting a bit of dominance this half, because the first half Fiji were all over them. Now, so Ben White over. Scotland now very much in safe territory.
So the former understudy to Ben Youngs at the Leicester Tigers. That's another to his personal tally for Scotland. Playing Kinghorn makes it work 7. And now the scoreboard perhaps reflects a score that a couple of hours ago we were anticipating.
So entering now the last 5 minutes of the game. I want to know your thoughts on what you thought happened today. What are your opinions on the game? Do you think Fiji were robbed a little bit at times? Do you think Fiji were poor? How were Fiji in the first half? How was Scotland in that first half? Yeah, let me know the opinions in the comment section. Do be sure to let me know. And also don't forget to go and predict and try and win with BetCoza. So Scotland have regathered from the restart. Just outside their 22 now. White's trying to set up for the box kick. The box kick goes up. Wingers are chasing. It's very far away, so Fiji should easily gather this. He does indeed. Tries to come forward. And he's found a big gap. He's trying to find it out. Oh, it's beautiful play. It's fantastic rugby from Fiji. They're running up the wing. Oh, my word. Just stopped in the 22. It was fantastic team play. Great open play. Fiji now coming forward with the ball. It's the forwards. He's going in. Oh, no. Ooh, my word. Playing some American football there. I wouldn't want to do that. I don't know how he didn't lose the ball there. But they've come into the 22. Fiji still with the ball. Come on, Fiji. Go and score try right at the end, Let's go. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. That just sums up Fiji's second half. Good, but just stupid mistakes. Oh, my word. The slight of the handling from Fiji in this piece of play was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful to watch. But yeah, then an easy knock on in the middle of the field.
Flowing and on the front foot, the ability to hold that ball up in one hand creates absolute havoc. The continuity, outstanding to watch. 75th minute as well.
And it was in France in 2000.
Now, Fiji have definitely put on a show today, at least. That's always been the good thing. Is you'd like to see a competitive game of rugby, and Fiji certainly brought that.
Up at Nantes.
But yeah, just stopping time here because we've got an injury in the midfield for Fiji.
16 years on.
There's their fly half, number 10. He's been brilliant today, to be fair to him. He's been very good.
A hint that these Fijians
I said, Botitu has been quite a player today.
that World Cup.
So it'd be quite irritating and upsetting for Fiji if he doesn't manage to get up off of this. I think he's fine. I think it's just a small knock.
The preparation has been. Bert Cotter met them all in France at the beginning of the week.
But yeah, Fiji just collapsing in these last 20 minutes. Don't have the fitness. Always happens, unfortunately. And that's why they say fitness wins you matches, fitness wins you games, fitness wins you World Cups, as South Africa knows better than most. So, one of the main reasons why South Africa have won their World Cups, plural, is because of being basically the fittest team.
So it's been far from a perfect week.
Yeah, it's not been a great day for Scotland still, though. I mean, yes, they're winning it now, but really, there's a lot of things they need to take out of this and say, hey, that was not good enough. Because Fiji were unlucky not to score more points. Fiji should still, again, be on 26 points. Just from the first half, not even including the second half. It should be 26 points. But they messed up so badly, multiple times, on the Scotland 5-metre line. Should have converted, and they didn't. We're still waiting for this to happen, by the way, so this is taking ages to continue, so... Yeah. In the meantime, obviously, we've got some big matches straight after this. We've got other rugby matches in the form of Wales, New Zealand. We've got Ireland, South Africa, and we've got Australia and France. Currently playing, I think, is also Italy, Samoa, I believe. Now, let me know the thoughts on all the other games that happened today. What are your predictions? What do you hope to happen? What do you want to see? Yeah, let us know. And again, for all of those matches, you can watch them following our instructions. We have released multiple videos explaining how you can watch those matches. It utilizes our other partner, ExpressVPN. They're a big help in terms of trying to watch these games wherever you are in the world. So be sure to go and follow those instructions. Links in the description as well. We finally got gameplay going again. Scotland are taking the penalty from the scrum. Now they're moving it up in the 22. They're trying to run it out. And advantage, I think, is over. So Fiji tried to go over this ball. He's managed to get the ball. Fantastic piece of play from Fiji. So Fiji back with the ball on the halfway line. Hopefully Fiji can try and get some points just before the end of the game. That's what they deserve. They do deserve another try today because as much as they've been poor in the second half, they do deserve more points. They have been quite good in some aspects today. So captain carries it up. He's also had a fantastic game today. Fiji still with the ball here, playing it across the back line, trying to spread it around. And it's a long pass over. Tries to run it through. I think this is going to be called a maul. It's a maul, I think. So I think Scotland are going to hold on to this ball. And I think it's going to result in the Scottish... they didn't manage to hold on to the ball. So Fiji still with the ball. Approaching the 22. Come on, Fiji. Oh, penalty. Coming in from the side. Oh, my word. It's just stupid mistakes, apparently. I mean, I must be honest. I don't really see where this came from, Ref. But just Fiji being ill-disciplined in the second half has really cost them. Yeah, so Fiji basically... Oh, managed to keep the ball in. Oh! I'm not quite sure what's happened there. Fiji managed to keep the ball in, and then the ref's gone and said, no, he's out. So the ref's saying he needs to take it cleanly. So Fiji now having to defend against Scotland. These last couple of minutes is just outside their own 22. Scotland now on the attack. They try the maul again, but again, they keep... they don't take contact before they push it back. But yeah, Scotland anyway attacking in the meantime in the 22 of Fiji. Yeah, their tails are up and you can just see Fiji are tired now. Fiji are a tired team. And Scotland are utilizing that. Just spreading it across now, trying to come up the midfield. Scotland being a bit stupid, if I'm honest, because all you have to do is spread the line and you will score because this Fiji team's tired. But, oh my word, poor communication. The Fiji are through. It's the captain. He's breaking the midfield. Suddenly out of nowhere because Scotland just being absolutely useless on the ball. Oh, that's a penalty, surely, ref. That's a yellow card as well. That's a yellow card for Scotland. 100%. Yeah, and he's off. There you go. Yellow card. Goodbye. 100%. I think it's white. Ref just having to clarify the fact that it's Ben White who needs to go off. So the ref very confused as to whom he's yellow carding. He knows he needs to yellow card somebody, but he doesn't know who it was. Apparently he's eventually decided on the winger for Scotland. I think it's Darcy Graham is going off with the yellow card. Yeah, he does. So Fiji now playing with 14 men, and so are Scotland's. And Fiji have punted the ball into Scotland's 22. So let's see if Fiji can try and get a score right at the end here, just to make the scoreline a bit more flattering on the side of the Fijians, because certainly the scoreline flatters the Scots a bit too much, I think. And even then, it's not that flattering. So just seeing Stuart's comments on what the Wales game later. Wales can do well later if they play at pace and not kick good possession away. Yeah, you don't want to give possession away when you're playing against New Zealand. Oh, my word. Again, Fiji just showing exactly what they've messed up today. Their line-out has been atrocious. Again, losing it. Oh, and he's won the ball on the floor. He's won the ball on the floor, Fiji. So Fiji now attacking. It's the 80 minutes are up now. But here come Fiji still with the ball. Oh, my word. Oh, it's so frustrating to watch. And that's the game. Fiji knocked it on right there when they just managed to regain possession after losing it in the line-out. So Scotland win 28-12. And it really does flatter Scotland, I will say that much. I think any team who needs to play Scotland in this series were looking at this match thinking, oh, my word. What happened there? So, yeah. That's that game done. Thank you for joining me today. It's really unlucky that Fiji didn't manage to get that win. Or not get to that win, but at least show a bit more intent in terms of points because they deserved it. Scotland, well, need to go look at themselves in the mirror. They just need to say, right, there were a lot of problems in that game, and Fiji really showed us. They showed us flames at times. That first half was Fiji's without a doubt, and they should have scored another 2 tries at least. And then it would have been a much closer game, and then I would have loved to have seen what would have happened. Fiji could have quite easily have won that game, but nope. Scotland managed to hold on. As I say, at the end of the day, Fiji are just not fit enough in that second half, and that's what happened. Scotland managed to go and get those points in the second half to put themselves into the front seat. So that finishes the game. Scotland 28, Fiji 12. I'm going to end it now because we do need to get to the next games as well. So thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Don't forget our partners, BetCoza and ExpressVPN. We thank them very much. You've been watching Forever Sports. My name is Mark, and yeah, I'll see you again soon.